Well, hi, everybody. Jeff Hopper back again in Utah, and this time I'm with Lewis Greer. Lewis Greer is our region director in Arizona. He's been with us for several years, and he's not unhappy when it's hot. He'll play golf when it's really hot, won't you, Lewis?
I will, and that's the nature of Arizona, so you learn to adapt to it, and it's a lot of fun because there aren't that many people on the golf course when it's 112.
Well, you're one of them, and that's because I know that you use the golf course like a lot of people do as a place to kind of rest, relax. So even when it's hot, it's like, well, I'm going to go out there and spend some time there. Is that true?
That is absolutely true. I was a golfer before I was a pastor, I like to say. And even though the golf course is a place of ministry for me, it's also a place that ministers to me.
Cool. So you get time there. Do you actually, I think some people say they pray when they're walking. They pray. Do you pray there? Do you run through scripture? What do you do?
I do all of that. When I play by myself occasionally, and the golf course that I play at, Mesa Country Club, is very walkable. So I will walk and carry my clubs, and as I'm walking down the fairway and enjoying the beauty of the place, I can worship God for that, and I can reflect a lot more in that kind of an environment than I can in a busy restaurant, for instance, or someplace where there's a crowd and a lot of noise. It's just a beautiful place to really rest spiritually and reflect on the wonder and power of God.
Yeah. Wow. Now, we have a place in Scripture that we do the same thing. A lot of people go to the Psalms when they want to rest and reflect. It's not, the place where you go to find new doctrine or to read the histories, see the prophets, try to figure out what the prophets are doing. I just rest in these words of God that came through the psalmist. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely right. Many of the Psalms, of course, were written by David, who was a shepherd, spent a lot of time in the hills, a lot of time by himself, a lot of time reflecting. Others were written by Moses, who did the same kind of thing. And so we can turn to the Psalms and we can find people verbalizing their rest and reflection. When I do that on the golf course, there's no one else around. I'm not writing it down. But they wrote those things down, and we can rest in those. Yes. It's really an amazing thing to quote Psalms, for instance, when you're walking down the fairway, sometimes even in the rough. Yeah. It's a good time to quote Psalms.
A lot of people have a favorite psalm. Are you one of those people?
I am. Psalm 37 is my favorite psalm. I have a good friend, by the way, whose favorite psalm is 73. So if you're dyslexic, either one of those works. But Psalm 37 is my favorite psalm. And my favorite verse in that is verse 25, where David says, I have been young and now I am old, but I have never seen the righteous forsaken or God's children begging for bread. And that, I qualify for that now. I have been young and now I am old, and I have never seen God's children forsaken. And so it's a great place for me to go. It's a wonderful chapter in the Psalms, but Psalms is one of my favorite places to rest and reflect.
Awesome. Wow. Thanks, Lewis. That's really great today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.